All right. Let's hear it from East Coast GRC. All right, who do we have here? Anyone here from Siglap? Anyone here from Juche?
Yeah, Juche!
Anyone here from Changi Sime? Anyone from Kampong Chai Chi? And last but not least, anyone from Fengshan? All right, if you're outside and you can hear me, come on in. There's no ticket price. Free entry to come on in over here and listen to our rally. My name is Jake and I'm joined by the beautiful Masha.
Thank you all for coming to the rally. As I said, it's been many years since we had an open rally, an in-person rally, and I'm sure we'll have a great time tonight.
By the way, Masha, where are we?
I think we are in the east side, aren't we?
And east side is the...
Best side?
That's right. East side, best side.
East side, best side. Everybody.
East side, best side. East side, best side. Well done. And who are we? We are the PAP, right?
Everybody, let's do it together. PAP.
PAP. PAP.
PAP! PAP!
Majulah!
PAP!
Majulah!
PAP!
All right. So we'll be right back. Hang tight. Keep the spirits up. And we'll be starting our rally very, very soon. All right?
to all the newcomers and those who have been here since the start.
All right. Why are we here? Why are we here? Today is the PAP rally. All right. The PAP is not just candidates. It is not just a logo. The PAP is people who believe in Singapore and its future. The PAP is you and me. So, one more time, let's say PAP.
PAP!
All right, the PAP is all of us. All right, so when I say Majula, you say
PAP!
Majula.
PAP!
Majula.
PAP!
Majula.
PAP!
All right. For 5 years, we have remained quiet. We are no longer the silent majority tonight. Tonight, we will let the Workers' Party hear us. Who are we? Majula!
PAP!
Majula! Majula! All right, let's give it a try. Mashra.
Yeah, let's give it a try. One more time, everybody. Majula! Majula! One more time, louder. Majula!
All right.
Well done. That is how to start a rally, everybody. Thank you so much for coming to the East Coast PAP rally. We'll be hearing speeches, not just from activists, but the candidates themselves. They will share their vision for East Coast and for Singapore. Everybody make some noise.
So we know who we are. We know who we are. We are the PAP. But where are we?
East side,
Yes.
west side. Everybody,
Where are we?
east side. One more time. You can do much better than that. East side.
Best side.
Well done. Maybe let's try it on your own now. Ready?
All right.
East side.
Best side.
One more time. East side. Well done. One more time. East side. Majula. 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 Wow, Jake. What do you think of that?
That was awesome.
It was
That is
indeed.
awesome. We will turn the sky from blue to white. Majula. Majula. Majula.
Wow. Ooh, I've got goosebumps
Yeah.
already. It's only 7:28.
All right. So, you want to start?
Okay.
All right, so we have our first speaker. Remember, the PAP is not just a candidate, it's not just a logo, it is you and me. So today we have a host of special speakers, which is made up of our own activists, and the first is none other than the lovely Mashra. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the energy and thank you so much for your support, for standing together. Thank you for believing in a better future for all of us. It is an honor to speak to you tonight, not just as a resident of East Coast, not just as a volunteer of the People's Action Party, but as someone whose life has been deeply touched by the spirit of service, community, and care that defines this team. I grew up in Joo Chiat, and from a young age, I learned what it means to serve, what it means to give back. In 2018, I had the incredible opportunity to represent Singapore at the Youth Olympic Games in windsurfing. And in that same year, I met Mr. Edwin Tong, for the first time, and he showed me something rare. Genuine interest, not just in my sport, but my passion for the sport and in all our development, those wearing red and white. A year later, I met Mr. Edwin Tong again at the EduSave Awards, and he remembered me. He asked me, Marsha, would you like to serve the residents? And I did. I joined the Meet the People session at Joo Chiat, and what I saw was something powerful. Mr. Edwin Tong listened. He truly listened to every single resident that came through the door. From the simplest matters to the toughest situations, he never turned away. He followed through and he made things happen. That is leadership. And that is commitment. And that is the example that has inspired me to volunteer, to be here today, to keep showing up week after week for the past 6 years. Saya bersyukur hidup dalam zaman di mana kesaksamaan adalah asas masyarakat kita. Saya bersyukur kerana rakyat dari semua kaum diberi penghormatan dan pengiktirafan yang sama. Pencapaian saya mustahil tanpa penyokongan dari kawan-kawan saya, keluarga saya dan masyarakat saya. Seperti olahragawati, saya tentu memanfaat dan menyaksi penyokongan yang diberikan oleh Parti Tindakan Rakyat PAP. Pada tahun 2017, saya menerima anugerah khas Yayasan Mendaki untuk pencapaian saya dalam sukan papan luncur angin. Dari tahun 2018 sampai 2020, saya mendapat sokongan dari Singapore Olympic Foundation Peter Lim Scholarship untuk prestasi tinggi. Tahun ini, pasukan papan luncur angin wanita Singapura berjaya mengumpul $30,000, $30,000 for those who are not Malay speakers, melalui derma orang ramai dan sebahagian besar jumlah itu layak untuk pandangan satu dengan satu oleh pemerintah melalui dana One Team Singapore. Di Singapura, golongan yang kurang diwakili tidak dilupakan. Mereka diangkat dan mereka diperjuangkan. Saya juga berpeluang bertemu dengan Madam Haslina Abdul Halim, seorang ikon komuniti yang saya kagumi. Seperti beliau, saya ingin menyemarakkan semangat dalam masyarakat Melayu untuk terus berimpi besar, berusaha gigih dan melepaskan batasan diri. You see, our lives, they are not just measured in years. They are measured in the lives we touch. And I know this. The team here today, they have all, in their own ways, inspired us to be more, to care more, and to dare more. They've shown us that East Coast isn't just where we live. It is who we are. And it is up to us to shape it for the people today and of the future. So let's walk forward. Let's have a great time today at this rally. Let's build the East Coast we all believe in. Majula! Majula! Majula!
All right. Let's give Marcel a round of applause. Come on, guys. I did not know that you were an athlete. You're an athlete.
Oh, the surprises we will hear today. What an exciting night indeed.
So you were an athlete? You were competing?
Yes, I did compete for a while and it was an exciting experience, and also volunteering. I found out a lot of our volunteers are also, athletes, artists, all backgrounds and all kinds of hobbies. So it's very nice to learn new things about one another. Don't you agree, Jake? Okay.
Yeah, interesting. So once again, let's do a roll call. Who is from Joo Chiat? Wow, a very big group of ladies right over here from Joo Chiat.
Nice, lovely. Oh, I see some friends in the crowd. Hello.
You know her? You know her? You know who is she?
Everybody here is a friend. Everybody here is a friend. All the way from that end of the stadium to that end of the stadium. Thank you so much again for coming,
All right,
for listening to us.
Is there anybody here from Siglap? All right, my homies.
Make some more noise lah.
Come on, Siglap.
Siglap.
Hey, I'm MC, you know. Come on, don't make me lose face. Come on. Siglap.
Woo, Siglap.
All right.
Actually, Jake, my grandfather is from Siglap, you know.
Really?
Today I was there. Yeah, it was very nice. Oh, I love Siglap. The food, the ambience, just
Yes.
lovely.
Yes. Who else? Who do we have from Bedok? Wow, that's a big group. Home ground.
Yeah.
This is home ground.
Yeah, this is home ground.
Bedok Stadium, home ground. All right, next, who do we have? Who are the people from Changi Sime? Anybody else? Changi Sime? All right, next up, Kampong Chai Chi.
Woo! Wow, the loudest crowd.
They are using technology, unfair advantage.
I think they are also the biggest here.
Yeah. Using technology.
So I think you need to give it to the rest also.
And last but not least, function.
Woo!
All right. So in case you all forget, who we are and why are we here, let's practice the chair one more time.
Majula.
All right, just to let you know, the WP van is moving around, the Walla is trying to demoralize you. So we must show them, Majula!
PAP.
Majula!
PAP.
All right, so let us welcome our next speaker. Remember, the PAP is not just a logo or the candidates. It is about activists like you and me. And next activist, all the way from Joo Chiat, put your hands together for Mr. Adrian Tan.
My fellow Singaporeans, my name is Adrian. I am a proud East Coast resident, a professional in the financial sector, a husband, and a father to 2 young girls. I didn't set out thinking that one day I would be an active community volunteer. It wasn't a natural calling until I met Mr. Edwin Tong. Watching Mr. Tong and his team in Joo Chiat changed something in me. Their tireless dedication, sincerity, and deep commitment to the residents. It wasn't just impressive, it was inspiring. That's the thing about Minister Tong. His brand of leadership is clear and consistent. He is consultative, always listening to the ground, and above all, he is committed to co-creating solutions, not from top down, but with the community side by side. We saw this clearly in the creation of the new Joo Chiat Community Centre. It wasn't just built for the people, it was built with the people. Residents were asked what they needed, ideas were gathered, feedback was incorporated. From the beloved seniors who wanted quiet corners, to the youths who asked for vibrant, creative spaces. Minister Tong and his team didn't impose a plan. They listened. They brought in partners. They made the community part of the process. And the result is a community centre that truly reflects the heart and soul of Joo Chiat. Since I started volunteering at his Meet the People session nearly a year ago, I have seen this up close. Minister Tong doesn't shy away from hard work nor hard truths. He's not afraid to speak or do things differently if it's the right thing for Singapore and for our residents. What strikes me most is this. He leads with a heart, right? He's a kind man. He makes time to connect. He remembers faces, not names. And when he says he wants to make a difference, he means it. That is the kind of leadership we need, now more than ever. So when I look at East Coast today, I see a team that is ready to build on DPM Heng's legacy, ready to make East Coast an even better place to learn, care, eat, pray, conserve, play, and shape the future together. With Minister Tong at the helm, alongside the PAP East Coast GRC team, I have no doubt our East side will be the best side. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you so much, Adrian. Our next speaker is a resident in East Coast GRC and an accomplished biomedical scientist. Please welcome Miss Shifana Raja Abdin to the stage.
Wan Hao Shong, Salamat Patang, Vanakam. A very good evening and warmest welcome to all my East Coast GRC family right here. I'm Shifana, a biomedical scientist who've worked on cancer, malaria, and skin research areas. Doing research is always very fulfilling, knowing that I make an impact on people's life in the smallest way that I could. While growing up, my mother Rashia and brother Sheikh have always ingrained in me that helping people as much as we can is very important. This has indeed led me to join our Siglap branch as a member. I'm extremely happy to be serving our dearest Siglap residents through the Meet the People sessions. Today I'll be speaking to you in Tamil, but before I begin, I would like to share with you just one thing. My East Coast GRC family, while being born and raised in Singapore, I like to share that I have had friends from all the different race and religion, but till date, not once have I ever felt that I belong to a different race or religion. That is the inclusivity, that is the unity that we have here in Singapore. Let me now begin my speech in Tamil. ஈஸ்ட் கோஸ்ட் குடும்பத்தார்கள் அனைவருக்கும் என்னுடைய கோடி வணக்கத்தை தெரிவித்துக் கொள்கிறேன். மலேரியா, புற்றுநோய், தோல்வியாதி போன்றவற்றுக்கு சயின்டிஸ்டாக பணிபுரியும் நான் இந்த உலகத்துக்கு என்னால் முடிந்த ஒரு உதவியை செய்து வருகிறேன். நம்மால் முடிந்த உதவியை எப்போதும் எல்லாருக்காக செய்ய வேண்டும் என்றே என்னுடைய அம்மா ரஷ்யாவும் அண்ணன் ஷேக்கும் சொல்லி வளர்த்திருக்கிறார்கள். ஏன்னா நம்ம மட்டும் நல்லா இருக்கணும்னு நினைக்கிறது நியாயமா? கிடையவே கிடையாது. எனவேதான் என்னுடைய குடும்பத்தார்களாகிய உங்களுக்காக சேவை செய்வதற்காகவே நான் நமது மக்கள் செயல் கட்சி சிக்லாப் கிளையில் உறுப்பினராக பணியாற்றி வருகிறேன். நம் மக்களாகிய உங்களுக்கு உதவி செய்வதற்காகவே மக்கள் செயல் கட்சி மீட் த பீப்பிள் செஷன், அதாவது நாடாளுமன்ற உறுப்பினர்கள் நம் மக்களை நேரில் கண்டு அவர்களுடைய பிரச்சனைகளை தீர்த்து வைக்கிறார்கள். பள்ளி சேர்க்கைக்கு உதவி கேட்டீர்கள், செய்து தரப்பட்டது. நமது மூத்தோர்கள் நடுமாடுவதற்கு நடுமாடும் வாகனங்கள் கேட்டீர்கள், தரப்பட்டது. இவ்வாறு ஈஸ்ட் கோஸ்ட் மக்களாகிய நமது மக்களுக்கு நமது செய்த சேவைகளை சொல்லிக்கிட்டே சென்றால் ஒரு நாள் கூட பத்தாது நண்பர்களே. சிங்கப்பூரில் பிறந்து வளர்ந்திருக்கும் என் குடும்பத்துக்கும் மக்கள் செயல் கட்சி அருமையான கொள்கைகள் எங்களுக்கு பயனளித்துள்ளது. உலக அளவில் சிறந்த பல்கலைக்கழகமான NTUவில் இருந்து பட்டம் பெற்று இன்று நான் வாழ்க்கையில் முன்னேறி வருவதற்காக காரணம் சிங்கப்பூருடைய அருமையான கல்வி முறையே. அடுத்ததாக நான் பல நாடுகளுக்கு சுற்றுலா சென்றுள்ளேன். ஆனால் சிங்கப்பூரில் மக்களுக்கும் பெண்களுக்கும் கிடைக்கக்கூடிய பாதுகாப்பு வேற எந்த நாட்டிலும் இன்று வரை கிடைத்தது கிடையாது. சிங்கப்பூரில் நான் எந்த நேரம் வேண்டாலும் தைரியமாக சென்று வர முடியும். ஆனால் இதே தைரியம் எனக்கு எந்த வேற ஊரும் கிடைப்பது கிடையாது. ஆஹா, இப்படி ஒரு அருமையான நாடா என்று சிங்கப்பூரில் வசிக்கும் நான் மட்டும் நினைக்கவில்லை நண்பர்களே. நான் நடிகர் ரஜினிகாந்த் சந்தித்த பொழுது அவர் ஓ மை காட் சிங்கப்பூரா திரு லீ குவான் யூவை எனக்கு ரொம்ப பிடிக்கும் என்று கூறியுள்ளார். இவ்வாறு உலக அளவில் கூட நற்பெயரை பெற்றுள்ள நாடுதான் நம் சிங்கப்பூர். இதற்கான காரணம் மக்கள் செயல் கட்சியே என்று சொன்னால் அதில் எந்த சந்தேகமும் கிடையாது. நம் ஈஸ்ட் கோஸ்ட் பகுதி குடும்பத்தார்களே, நான் உறுதியாக சொல்கிறேன், நம் மக்கள் செயல் கட்சியை நம்பி வாக்களிக்கும் நீங்கள், அதாவது நம் மக்கள் கட்சியை சார்ந்த நீங்கள் அனைவரும் ஒரு பொழுதும் கைவிடப்படவே மாட்டீர்கள். நடிகர் விஜய் பாட்டில் சொல்கிற மாதிரி, உங்களை யாரோ பெற்றிருக்க என்னை யாரோ பெற்றிருக்க, ஆனால் நாம் இங்கே உள்ள அனைவரும் ஒரே குடும்பத்தை சார்ந்தவர்கள், மக்கள் செயல் கட்சியை சார்ந்தவர்கள், சிங்கப்பூரை சார்ந்தவர்கள் என்று கூறி விடை பெற்றுக் கொள்கிறேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம். To my friends from all the different races, please do ask me if you do not understand what I spoke. I'm more than happy to explain to you anytime. Thank you so much for listening. Sia sia ni, terima kasih, nandri.
Thank you, Ms. Shifana, for the empowering speech. Everybody, make some noise!
One more round of applause for Shifana.
I see we have new joiners to our rally tonight. How is everybody doing so far? I think you can do better than that. How's everybody doing? Yes, the air horn is back. All right. For those who are new to this rally, new to rallies in general, an important part is the cheers, isn't it?
That's right, that's right. So let's practice one more time. The cheer of where we are. So where are we, boys and ladies and gentlemen? Where are we?
East side.
And east side is the
Best side.
All right, one more time. Where are we? And we are there. All together. East side, best side.
One more time. East side.
Best side.
On your own now. East side. East side. East side. Yes.
All right.
Nice. But maybe we get to recap who we are.
Yes, who are we? Majula.
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 PAP.
Yes, remember, the PAP is not just a candidate or a logo. The PAP is you and me. So let's show them one more time. Let's show the whole Singapore. Who are we? Majula. 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 Yes. Everybody knows now, I think.
Yeah,
Everybody knows now.
Everybody knows now. Again, thank you all so much for coming. I see familiar faces, new faces. You know, East Coast is a place where most of us grew up, and some of us might be new to the area, but today through this rally, I hope we learn from one another. We learn from the candidates what we are, who we are, what we believe in, and who we want to become.
That's right, that's right, that's right. So we still have some time. We still have some time. Shall we do it?
Sure. Shall we do some cheers again, everybody? Let's do it again. Majula.
Majula. Majula.
East side. East side. East side.
All right. Okay, so our next speaker, once again, another activist, one of us. We are
Miss Stella So.
Come on, let's get a big round of applause for Miss Stella So. Come on.
My dear friends of East Coast, good evening. Para penduduk di kawasan East Coast, selamat petang. 东海岸集选区居民们，晚上好，大家好。小妹姓苏，名美凤，认识我的大家都叫我 Stella。我在凤山这里服务社区已经20多年，入党也20年。我书读不多，文笔也不好，所以今晚在台上讲的，都是我这20年来亲眼看到、亲身经历的事。真的假不了，假的也真不了，对不对？当时 SARS 爆发的时候，有一位 Francis 大哥问我：“嘿 Stella， 民众 MBS 那边前线需要人帮忙，可以下来帮一下吗？”我想也没想太多，能够为社区出一点力，也是福气，就答应了。一答应就20年。20年来，我看过不少团队来来去去，很有幸的跟随过2个好议员，前交通部长林双吉先生，还有大家最熟悉、最可爱的陈慧玲小姐。他们都是为居民用心用力、打拼到底的人。我也亲自见任贾古马教授，在前人基础上继续打拼，继续前进。他改善社区服务，鼓励居民参与，让邻里更有凝聚力。贾古马教授不是坐在冷气房里讲道理，他是走进邻里，听大家的心声，实实在在决定解决我们的问题。各位居民，这些年来，每一场大选，反对党也有来东海岸竞选，我们大家都知道，大家都看得到。但是选完了，他们就不见了。你们要帮忙的时候找不到人了，要解决问题的时候也看不到影子了，反而是我们 PAP 人民行动党，无论是 SARS， 无论是 COVID， 无论是全球经济危机，我们都是怕死袂走。有风有雨，咱无惊；大风大雨，咱本无闪。我们知道，花无百日红，人嘛无百日健康。全世界的经济都在面对挑战，物价也在上涨，大家生活都不容易。但是 PAP 人民行动党一直用心用力，不怕辛苦，不怕骂声，就是为了帮助大家解决问题。因为我们是东海岸的一份子，是你们的家人。 咱新加坡人拢是家己人。今天轮到我们继续接棒，手牵手，心连心，继续打拼，继续守护，拢总一条心，拍袂走，一定袂闪。风大雨大，咱袂惊；大风大雨，咱无闪。请投 PAP 一票 ，Vote for PAP， Undila PAP， Majulah， Majulah， Majulah。谢谢大家 ，Thank you，terima kasih。
All right, let's give a round of applause for Stella. Yes, I'll never forget what Stella just said. 我人拢正是新加坡人，对不？Majulah, Majulah, Majulah. Yeah.
I see we have some Edwin Tong fans in the house,
Wow.
up in front with the lit up board. Everybody.
Let's give a round of applause for the Edwin Tong fans.
Our great leader, Edwin Tong. Everybody, make some noise. Lovely, lovely. Where are you ladies from? Which part of Singapore?
Yes, us come forward.
From all over Joo-Chiat?
Telling us come forward.
Oh, all over Singapore. Wow.
All right.
Oh, we are so grateful to have the residents of the rest of Singapore, not just in East Coast, from everywhere. Thank you so much for your support.
All right, let's do one more round of cheers so that when the candidates come up, they know who we are. Majulah! Majulah!
PAP!
Majulah!
PAP!
Where are we?
East side!
Best side!
Yeah!
All right. And our next speaker.
Let's now invite a long-standing community pillar, Mr. Sito Yi Pin. He is a former Member of Parliament and an East Coast GRC resident. He has just retired, but let him hear your applause, everybody. Mr. Sito Yi Pin.
Let's hear it for Mr. Sito Yi Pin.
亲爱的东海岸的居民们、选民们，其实我今天要特别小心，因为这25年我第一句是亲爱的波东巴西的选民，所以我一直提醒自己是东海岸的居民、东海岸的选民。今天晚上很开心可以加入大家这个群众大会。这几天呢，我跟东海岸的同志们跟我们的团队在拜访东海岸的家族的时候，有不少居民问了我：“哎，你不是退休了吗？你不是走向你的政治生涯的黄昏了吗？”对，的确，已经有我在波东巴西服务已经有25年了。但是今天为什么我站在这里呢？我站在这里主要的原因，是因为我是东海岸的居民。东海岸呢是我的家园，东海岸是我的故乡。我是在大概1990年搬到这里的，我住在 Siglap 的那一带。一转眼已经30多年了。我的2个女儿 也是在这里成长的，所以东海岸的每一个角落我都非常熟悉，不管是大街小巷，我看已经有走遍过了。所以呢，这次的大选，我希望我们大家可以同心协力，来保留这个东海岸的活力。我昨天花了一点时间看我们这个东海岸的5年计划，我觉得他们写得非常好，非常仔细，也非常详细。里面大家有空不妨去看一下。他把我们东海岸也说明了是一个休闲之地，也是一个学习之地、关怀之地，而且很重要，一个美食之地。你知道吗？我们人民行动党是有纪律的我们是有自己的规则的。我们如果做不到，我们不敢讲出来的。但是既然我们讲得出来，我们印了出来，那我们肯定是做得到的。而且往往呢，我们把在党刊写的内容呢，我们会做得更多。而且我也很肯定，我们东海岸的团队也会有同样的态度。谭振辉部长的团队也是如此的。我们希望在这次大选呢，大家可以帮助这个团队，鼓励这个团队，支持这个团队。我们全部跟这个团队是坐同一条船的。只有通过这样的态度，我们的生活在东海岸呢，肯定一步一步，一天比一天的更美好。为什么呢？因为在人民行动党，我们给予居民、给予新加坡同胞、给予选民的承诺是大如天的，我们是绝对不可能辜负选民给予我们的信任跟期望。所以不管发生什么事，在有难的时候，比如说 COVID， 还是好的时光，我们都是坐在同一条船的。所以我想跟大家分享一下，在下个星期六5月3号，我到了投票站，我的思路是怎么想的呢？我的思路是这样的我会问我自己，我这珍贵的一票，我会投给谁？我会投给我自己，我会投给我家人，我会投给我的孩子，我会投给我的孩子的孩子，我会投给我的爸爸妈妈。如果你年轻，我会投给我爸爸妈妈的爸爸妈妈。所以呢，然后我会想一下，谁能把我的生活做得更好？谁会说得到做得到？我看大家也心里很清楚，唯独人民行动党说得到做得到。我们这个东海岸的团队呢，是坚强、刻苦、耐劳，所以希望大家下个星期六还有1个礼拜把你珍贵的一票投给我们 PAP 人民行动党的团队。I think I have some time, so maybe I say some words in English. I have known Edwin Tong for, I think, about 15 years. We were elected into Parliament together in 2011. Of course, I took a much longer time. I took. Some people joke, Sito, you are the what was it? You are the longest non-elected MP, because it took me. I only won on my 3rd election. But as I have said in my Facebook, whether in defeat or in victory, those are all good moments for me. I'm very grateful to Potong Pasir for the experience. But today we are here to talk about East Coast. I've known Edwin for 15 years. I have worked with him, particularly in the last 5 years, because he's the Minister for MCCY. I was his chairman of the Government Parliamentary Committee for MCCY. And something I noticed about Edwin is that he's very hardworking, and he has the interest of all the people in the community that's within his ministry, whether it is in arts and culture, whether it is in youth, or whether it is in sports. Maybe allow me to share a few of my personal experiences with him. What happened was that I think a few years ago, I was at a dinner with Edwin, and dinner was going to finish at about 10 o'clock. Then suddenly he said, "Hey, you know, I got this young boy whom I never heard of before that day. He's involved in a sport that can win us medals. And I also never heard of the boy's name. I never heard of the sport. I never heard of their sports at that point in time, at the dinner. But Edwin was saying, you know, but his equipment is very expensive. And it's going to be very expensive for the family to buy for it. It's going to be very challenging for the association to buy it only for him. Do you think he can help or not?" So I then gave a phone call. It was about 10 o'clock at night to someone. I passed the phone to Edwin Tong. Edwin Tong spoke to the person for about 15 minutes. And that athlete then got sponsorship. And you know who's that person? Max Miender, correct? Right? So we then got sponsorship for Max, and we all know, thanks to Edwin Tong, thanks to that sponsorship, he won a bronze medal at the Paris Olympics last year. It was our first sailing goal. And that is the magic of Edwin Tong. When he wants to do something, he goes right down the chain. He goes right down the line. I have another story to tell you. Edwin used to play football in SJI. I don't know how good he was because our age is I'm born in 1963. I think he's born in 1969. So I'm 6 years older. But never mind. So there was one day we were watching a football game at the National Stadium. I can't remember who was the opponent, but our Singapore Lions were playing in the ASEAN Mitsubishi Electric Cup. And I know that afternoon, I don't know whether you all know this die-hard Singapore group. They are called the Singer Brigade. They are at every stadium. You can hear them, you know. Even when you play overseas, the Singer Brigade is always there. So I recall that afternoon, the Singer Brigade was having some problems bringing their drums into the stadium. Edwin knew about it. He intervened, and somehow we got the drums in. But as I was watching the game, suddenly Edwin Tong disappeared, you know. So I was wondering, hey, what happened to him? Did he go home? But before I knew it, someone sent me a video. He went all the way to the other side of the stadium, and I saw a video. He was beating the drums together with the Singer Brigade. So that is what the man is. Now, of course, during this debate, during this election, there were some skeptics. There will be skeptics. It always happens. Who will tell you, "Aya, never mind, only 5 seats." There's no such thing. And if I want to relate to you another football analogy, because Singaporeans love football. Do you think Argentina would have won the World Cup without Messi? I don't think so, you know. And Edwin Tong doesn't play football like Messi. But he, I think, is as important a member of the team as Messi is to Argentina. That's my view. Right? And do you think Spain would have been European champions if not for the two youngsters, Lamau Yamal and Nico Williams? I don't think so, you know. So, you know, you have people like Tan Kiat Hao and Dinesh and the others all waiting in the wings to support. So my point is, stars do matter. Strong people in the team do matter. Therefore, next Saturday, when you go to the voting booth, please vote for yourself. Please vote for your family. Please vote for your children, your children's children, your parents' parents. And I think there's only one choice. Please vote for the PAP. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sito Ipin. Everybody, round of applause. Next, he's known across Singapore for his dedication and sincerity. Make some noise for Mr. Lim Swee Say.
Dear residents of East Coast and fellow Singaporean, good evening. 亲爱的东海岸的居民们、同胞们，好久没见，你们好。我5年前退休之后，很少出来活动。那么今天晚上，Edwin Tong 他说：“你可不可以来这里讲几句话？”我说：“当然很愿意。”为什么呢？因为我对这次的大选和西多一兵刚才所说的话有同感。为什么呢？大家记得5年前上次的大选发生了什么事情？病毒。那么这个病毒就造成了世界起了很大的改变。那华语一句话说：1年1小变，3年1中变，5年1大变。那么这个变不是方便的变啊，是变化的变。那么5年前的大变是由病毒造成的带来的，这次的大变是美国总统送给我们的。可是美国的总统这么能干的领导，为什么会无端端的送给我们这个关税大变呢？为什么呢？其实美国目前的确是有很多问题。那么总的来说，美国所面对的一个主要的问题是钱不够用，因为美国每年的那个贸易的盈差是好几十万亿，那么每年国会的那个财政预算的那个赤字是好几万，都好几十万，所以他的国债啊，美国欠全世界的钱是多得不得了。那么美国这么多年来怎么生存呢？就是印钞票印钞票。所以美国需要钱的时候就印钞票，印了钞票的话就卖国债，所以现在欠的我们国债是多得不得了。如果是别的国家想做这种办法的话，肯定的这个国家的货币是会一文不值。可是美国不一样，因为美金是一个全球的货币，所以虽然美国在不断的印钞票，可是全世界的操作需要美金，所以这个钞票就有了它一定的价值。那么美国的总统就说这个问题迟早要解决，是对的。可是不对的是什么？他用这个关税的做法来要解决问题。问题是这个做法是对的还是错的？我现在跟你讲一个故事。一个黑漆漆的晚上，有一个人在街边那个街灯下面找东西，旁人走过说：“你在找什么啊？”他说：“我在找我的锁匙，我的钥匙。”哦，你丢失了钥匙，我可以帮你找，应该不难找。找来找去找不到，他就问他说：“你的锁匙到底多小多大？”或者相当大，而且不只是一条锁匙，是一串一串锁匙。这样说没有理由嘛？你一串锁匙，一大锁匙，就这个街灯这么亮，我们找了这么久就找不到。 你的锁匙到底是不是在这里丢失的？他说不是，我的锁匙是在那个黑漆漆的草丛里面丢失的。哎，你的锁匙在那边丢失，黑漆漆地方丢失，为什么你叫我们在这里帮你找？他说因为那边太暗了，这里比较容易找。所以你想想对不对？你怎样找还是找不到的嘛，因为你不对症下药。所以美国总统这个做法，我相信是不会有效用的。可是要等到美国醒过来，知道说这个不能做，要改变的话，可能还要一段时间。所以在这情况之下，整个世界就受到了影响。现在全世界的经济增长会越来越慢，而且下半年裁员失业的情况可能会上升。所以怎么办？在这个比较不友善的这个全球世界要怎么办？那么新加坡当然我们希望我们能够避免我们的国人、我们的企业受到太重的伤害。所以我们新加坡的人民行动党已经决定了，就是我们不能够单单靠口号，而是要采取实际的行动，带新加坡度过这个难关。那么怎么度过这难关呢？我再跟你讲另外一个故事。有两个人在森林里面走到一半，听到后面有老虎上来了，跟上来了。那一个说：“哎，糟糕了，老虎上来了，我们怎么办？”另外一个人一声不出，蹲下来绑他的鞋带。他说：“哎，我告诉你，老虎跟上来了，我叫你想办法。你为什么蹲在那边绑鞋带？”说：“是啊，我绑了鞋带，我准备要跑了，跑快一点。”他说：“你笨的，老虎跑得很快的，你不可能比老虎跑得更快。”他说：“不需要，我只需要比你跑得快就安全了。”这个世界，我们现在进入这个世界，就是这个自己顾自己的世界，自己顾自己的世界。在这个分化的世界里面，中国、美国做的立场，如果我们站在左边，会失去右边的一半；站在右边，失去左边的一半；站在中间，可能两边都没有了。那怎么办？唯一的办法就是不断的提高我们新加坡在全世界的地位的条件。因为只要新加坡在全世界有作为的话，不管是美国也好，不管是中国也好，不管是哪一个国家都好，他们都会要跟我们合作的。所以亲爱的同胞们，这次的大选我们要考虑的是要如何帮我们的王存才总理，帮他成立一个最健全、最齐全、最能干的内阁。因为如果我们的政府、我们的内阁不是最齐全的话，我们的作为会受到影响。而且我们的政府，新加坡的政府、新加坡的领导在国际的政坛上的地位就会给人家看低了。新加坡是个小国家，可是小国家也可以高高大大的站起来的。所以这次大选，我呼吁我们新加坡人、我们的同胞们，请你们大力的支持我们第4代的人民行动党的领导班子，因为你们越支持他们，他们就能够更有效的、更全力的为我们新加坡服务，让新加坡人不管是年长好、年轻也好，不管是这代好、后代也好，让全部的新加坡人在未来的日子里面会有更好的生活过。所以让我们在一起一起团结，一起让我们一起走，一起跑，让我们使到新加坡能够永远不断的向前进前进吧，新加坡！Actually my time is already up, but they are kindly to give me 5 more minutes. So let me say a few words in English. Now, we are now entering into a tough period. At one point in time, I was a minister for the environment. Sometimes I was invited to take part in some events. It may be in the afternoon all the way to the evening. So one day, I went to this event, I show up, and the event organizer say, Minister Lim, we are very disappointed because today the weather forecast say thunderstorm at 4 o'clock. How we wish your ministry can change the forecast to sunny sky for the whole afternoon. I said, no problem. I can easily change the weather forecast, but when the time comes, the rain will still come. Yeah. Why am I telling this story? Now, thunderstorm is coming, not only to Singapore, but to the global economy. PAP always tell our people the truth. We tell our people, say, look, thunderstorm is coming. Hard time is coming. We need to get ready to run, to transform, to upgrade. Right. So, given this situation, I must say that this coming election is very important. Firstly, it will determine which party, is it PAP or is it any other party, to lead Singapore forward. Don't forget, PAP today only have 5 seats, right? And we need to have at least half the parliament to form the next government. So the first question is, which party would Singaporean decide to lead Singapore forward? My second point is this, is that even if the PAP is elected to form the next government, we should all be concerned about how strong is the mandate. If the mandate is a weak one, I think our PAP government will have big problems, big challenges. Because without a strong support from our people, how is our government leader going to represent Singapore at the international stage to negotiate, to bargain, to protect the interests of Singapore? We are already a small country. If a small country without the strong support of the people, our Prime Minister, our national leader will have big problems protecting the interests of Singapore, furthering the interests of Singapore. So as my good friend Sito mentioned, come next Saturday, I hope our resident in East Coast, as well as fellow Singapore all over Singapore, I hope you'll give some thoughts about this. Yes, we have tough time ahead. Yes, a PAP, if elected as a government, promise us they will do whatever necessary to ensure that we'll be able to perform better, to grow better, to compete better in the tough environment. However, how effective our Prime Minister Lawrence Wong and his team will be depends a lot on how complete, how capable is our leadership team. So I hope that all over Singapore we can look at the bigger picture, because at the end of the day, yes, we need the PAP leaders to take care of us, to look after us. At the same time, our Prime Minister, our PAP leaders, they also need the support from our people, our voters, because a strong mandate is the best thing we can all do for ourselves, for our fellow Singaporeans, and for Singapore. So on that note, thank you all for your support all these years, and please continue to support. Majulah Singapura!
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, the time has come. The time has come for us to show the whole country who we are. Majulah! 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 We have a very big crowd tonight. Majulah!
A round of applause and welcome our candidates for East Coast GRC. Comrade Edwin Tong. Comrade Tan Kiet Ho. and Comrade Dinesh Vasudesh. Round of applause.
A round of applause for the candidate of East Coast GRC. And now, our first speaker, with fire in his heart and a mission for the future, let's give it up for Mr. Tan Kiat Ho!
Good evening, friends. East Coast residents. 晚上好. Selamat malam. Malay vanakkam. Thank you for being here tonight. Your energy reminds me this is why I serve. And a big thank you to Mr. Sito Ipin and Mr. Lin Suisei who spoke just now. Thank you for your service. Thank you for being here and for setting a strong foundation for all of us. And the biggest thank you goes to you, all our East Coast residents. Especially residents in Kampong Chai Chi here, who have warmly welcomed me to this family 5 years ago. And remember the day that I stood for election here. You have been a family to me. Together, we battled COVID-19. We supported each other during difficult times. We built a better home for all. And we strengthened our kampong spirit. Over the last 5 years, you have shared with me your concerns, your dreams, when we meet each other during my visits in the market, to your homes, through dialogues. More importantly, we have heard you and took action. Take the CDC vouchers, for example. These were not just government ideas. They were born because your MPs, your mayors, your volunteers, your grassroots leaders, and we listened to you, and then Finance Minister DPM Heng took up these suggestions, and that's why we had CDC vouchers. At the East Coast level, at the local level, we listened to you, made changes, and implemented programs to benefit everyone. You shared with us after COVID-19, cost of living was painful, especially for families with less means, for example, seniors living alone, retirees. We initiated programs like 200 equals 100. We mobilized stakeholders, merchants, hawkers, sponsors to have programs like Good Lobang, making groceries more affordable. We have $1 deals, grocery vouchers and meal deals. We have $50 grocery assistance scheme. We have free eye checks and glasses for needy families, especially for children going to school. All these initiatives were implemented because we listened to you and we took action. When our seniors struggled with technology, we set up digital skills training clinics. We brought in volunteers, young people, to reach out to our seniors, to teach them how to use a smartphone, how to keep safe online. When young people come to us and share with us their worries and concerns about getting good jobs, being exposed to different opportunities, we put together programs like WinSTEM programs, schemes to help ladies and girls wanting to pursue a career in STEM. We put together internship programs, apprenticeship programs, bringing companies from across Singapore, including in Changi Business Park, to give our young people exposure to what's happening in the technology space, what's happening overseas. When seniors shared with us, they wanted to stay active, age well in the community. We initiated programs like active aging programs, health screenings. And when seniors said they wanted TCM, but they were not mobile, they can't come out of their homes, they can't go to a TCM clinic, we said, don't worry. We will bring it to your doorstep. We have TCM mobile clinics. Many programs we initiated over the last 5 years was because you gave us your suggestions, we listened to you, we took action. And we will continue to upgrade our neighborhood to build a home for everyone. New community hubs like PlayLink at East Coast that will be implemented in the coming 1 or 2 years, creating intergenerational community spaces across East Coast so that grandparents can bring their grandchildren to come down to spend quality family time, seniors can exercise, the children can play. We are putting in new barrier-free access because we know that East Coast there are many more seniors, but we still want them to be active, to come out of the homes, join programs, be healthy. But we know they worry about falling down when they come out of homes when it's not so convenient, and their family members worry as well. So improving our estates, improving lives, and we will continue to do more for East Coast, for every division. Because every resident matters to us. That is why I'm here today, joining our new team led by Edwin, comprising Jessica, Dinesh, Haslina, to seek your support, to give us the opportunity to continue building on this foundation, to continue building a home for everyone here at East Coast. We are not done building East Coast. Together, we want to make the East Side the best side for you. And that is what guides our manifesto, making East Side the best side for everyone here at East Coast. We've put together in our manifesto our plans for the coming 5 years. But beyond just looking at infrastructure, we are building the plans for you. We want to know how you live East Coast, how you appreciate East Coast, and what kind of home you want at East Coast. And through your eyes, walking in your shoes, we are putting together a plan to guide us in the coming 5 years. And we continue to welcome your suggestions, your feedback, how to further improve these programs so that this is really a manifesto, a set of programs and initiatives just for you. And this is our way. This is our DNA. When we promise something, we get it done. Generation upon generation, from here Mr. Lim Swee Say to DPM Heng, and now the new team led by Edwin, the cycle of service continues. Much like a sturdy tree, the leaves might change, the seasons come and go, but the PAP roots are deep here in the East Coast. Anchored by service, anchored by the care for our residents, our trunk will become sturdier and continue to refresh and bear fruits and flowers in the different initiatives and programs so that everyone across generations in East Coast will benefit. So I urge you, do not cut down this tree in exchange of sweet promises made to you about good profits from cutting down the tree to sell it as timber. Every time election comes around, there may be sweet promises that may look good, sound good in the short term, but in the long term, you're destroying the roots of a sturdy tree. They may say many things, but they may not tell you everything. So sometimes, some will say, residents will tell me, Mr. Tan, you and your team doing good job. You seem to be losing weight. Please take care of yourselves. I say thank you very much. I will take care of myself. So I tell my residents, thank you very much for your care and concern. I will take care of myself so that I can take better care of everyone. What others don't tell you is that East Coast team, every one of us, we are here, rain or shine, day in and day out, walking the ground, walking with you, building this community with you, season after season, generation after generation. We don't need to ask people to push us to work harder. We work hard because you matter. We work hard because we're committed to deliver what we promise. And we work hard because we care. Sometimes the question often comes up to me, Mr. Tan, why are you here serving? And I always tell them that it's really because of my children. I worry about the kind of world that they will grow up in. And if they would have the same opportunities as our generation, that our generation had, because our pioneers, our Merdeka generation, our forefathers have invested and sacrificed to have the Singapore you have today, would my children and your children have the kind of opportunities, have the kind of nation that we love so much? Isaac is just 4.5 years old. My daughter Isla is 1.5 years old. And as a father, like many of you parents here, I worry about the future too. The other night, my son Isaac came to me and asked, Daddy, when I grow up, can I go to work like you do? At his age, I don't think he quite understands what work is and don't understand what my job really means. The long hours, the responsibilities, the ups and downs. But his innocent question stayed with me. Because what I truly hope for, what every parent hopes for, is that he grows up in a Singapore where he can chase his dreams, serve his community, and live with dignity and pride. And it can only happen if we work for it today. If we protect the stability, the unity, and the opportunities that make Singapore special. If we have the courage to make tough decisions, not just for ourselves, but for our children and their children. So tonight, I stand here not just as a candidate, I stand here as a father, I stand here as a Singaporean, and ask you, give us your support! Let us walk this journey with you. Let us build this country we love so much together. Because serving is not just about wearing a badge. It's about carrying your hopes in your heart. It's about carrying your hopes in our heart. So tonight, I pledge to all East Coast residents, the East Coast team will fight for your jobs. We will fight for your families. We will fight for your dreams. We will listen, we will act, we will serve. Because East Coast is our home, it's our family, our future. Let's keep East Coast strong, East Coast proud. Let's keep the East side the best side. Vote PAP, vote for East Coast, vote for your future. Presidents, please allow me to say a few words in our national language, especially to my Kampong Chai Chee residents and the Chai Chee residents who will be welcoming into the family. Rakan-rakan Kampong Chai Chee kita yang dihormati. Terima kasih. Kerana sambut saya dalam komuniti anda 5 tahun yang lalu, saya telah bertemu ramai di antara anda dan kita telah bina sebuah komuniti di mana setiap orang rasa diterima. Hari ini saya harap dapat sokongan anda untuk terus hidupkan kampung kita untuk generasi yang akan datang. Bersama-sama kita akan jadikan East Coast tempat yang terbaik. Let me end off by saying a few words in Mandarin, especially for our seniors here in East Coast. 东海岸的选民们，晚上好。这里有没有钢板菜市的居民啊？晚上好。你们对我不陌生，不过我还是介绍自己，让新加入东海岸的选民更认识我。我是陈杰豪，在东海岸钢板菜市已经5年了。我常常开玩笑说我是个老爸爸，我的儿子今年5岁，女儿才2岁。阿弟说：“哎呀，这样迟婚啊！”我们跟阿弟讲，我变了，我让矮这样的宽哦。可是有孩子幸福，虽然他们是比较小。所以每次做家访，我都会和大家交换心得，谈起对孩子的期望。天下父母心都一样，我想要他们的生活比我们好。所以我要尽量帮助他们那一代，把未来的路铺好一点，资源多留一点，希望他们在一个安全稳定的新加坡健康长大，有一个属于他们的未来，这是我打拼的动力。我们的爸爸妈妈、阿公阿嬷也是一定是抱着这样的心态走过来的，尤其是我们建国一代、立国一代的长辈们，这里有没有建国一代？长辈们，立国一代长辈们 ，Pioneer Generation、Merdeka Generation， 掌声鼓励好不好？谢谢你们的坚持和努力，你们的付出为我们打下了基础。现在轮到我们接这个责任，而在这里，在东海岸，我们的目标很明确：守护家园，为你们、为居民打造一个宜居、有绿意、有活力、有爱心的家。过去5年来，我们的团队默默耕耘，一点一滴用实际行动改善东海岸的环境。我们知道阿公阿嬷过马路的时候需要多点时间，就把行人的绿灯调长一点。知道有的遮雨棚太窄，雨天大家容易被淋湿，就把它加宽一点。发现有些路段有安全隐患，就马上找人一起解决。我们用心聆听你们的声音，懂你们的辛苦，记住你们的期待，一步一步把它们变成现实。就像我们的好鲁邦计划，还有阿公阿嬷跟我提起的免费中医服务、乐龄设施和资源网络。其实你们知道吗？这一切都是你们的功劳，你们就是我们的底气。我常说，建立一个社区就像做千层糕一样，一层一层叠加，不能心急，不能跳过。我们的前辈们，贾艾库玛教授，还有今天现场的林瑞生、李义贤等，就是在这里打下了扎实的基础，给他们掌声鼓励好不好？因为有了他们，我们才有今天的东海岸。现在轮到我们这一层要补得更实，打得更稳。因为接棒的人还要站在我们这一层继续往上走。今天的我们有原有的团队的基础上，加入了新伙伴、新想法。可是我们不忘初心，只为做得更好，走得更远。我要大家给我们的人民行动党东海岸选区团队一个机会，为你们服务。我和唐振辉、陈顺良、Dinesh 和 Haslina 对你们的承诺，让东海岸成为一个让大家休闲、学习、享受美食的好地方，同时关怀每一个人，包容不同声音，保护我们的生态环境，共同塑造一个更美好的未来。每一个大选，很多人的嘴巴都很厉害，讲得很好听，就像棉花糖一样，甜是甜，可是 吃不饱，多吃了还伤身体。我们人民行动党像一碗麦片，可能不是最吸引人的，也是不是每个人第一口就喜欢，可是营养好，对身体有益，长远来看才是真正对大家好的。所以新加坡是个小国，不能靠甜言蜜语过日子。我们要脚踏实地，国家才有未来，孩子们才有希望。未来不能拿来打赌，下一代的幸福不是拿来开玩笑的。今年是 SG60， 新加坡建国60年的里程碑。60年来，人民行动党和大家一起奋斗，才有今天的不断进步的新加坡。而在东海岸，我要大家记得，这5年来真正陪伴你们、守护你们的是我们。我们在这里不仅要照顾大家，更为未来的东海岸子子孙孙打拼，打造最美好的家园。我们说到做到。请大家继续支持我们，相信我们，和我们携手同行，心连心，共创辉煌。请投人民行动党一票，投我们东海岸团队一票，投我们的未来一票。Majulah baby， Majulah Singapura， Majulah baby， Majulah Singapura， 一起来 Majulah baby， Majulah Singapura。谢谢大家。
Bringing compassion, communication, and commitment. Let's show some love for Miss Haslina Abdul Halim.
Hello, I'm Haz. From the East Coast, East Side, West Side. Salam sejahtera penduduk East Coast. East Coast 全民，大家晚上好。Vanakkam. I appreciate you for showing up and supporting us. Thank you, family and friends, activists and volunteers, residents and visitors. Your kind actions, encouraging words, and comforting touch makes a difference as we step forward to serve you. You give my generation hope for a kinder and caring Singapore. Please give me your support because I will work for a Singapore where no one is left behind. Opportunities are within reach and progress is for all. Like many of you here tonight, I went to a neighborhood school. I also went to a polytechnic, just like every other graduate. And I braved many nights through university, like you did. Through education and social capital, bit of prayers, a bit of luck, I built a career. I must pay it forward so our system works for more, so that every Singaporean has the chance to succeed. Friends, before politics and after journalism, I became a chief fairy godmother, CEO of Make-A-Wish Singapore, a charity that grants wishes of children with critical illnesses. I'm not done. I was also president of PPIS, a social service agency dedicated to supporting women and families through a wide range of social services and community programs. To younger women in leadership positions, you are enough. We are here to stay. My time in the social impact space gave me the courage to brave challenging situations. Nothing is as easy as it seems, but when there is a will, there is a way. I plan to bridge 3P, people, public and private sector partnerships closer together so more corporates ensure communities thrive. Ladies and gentlemen, these past few days, I met many Singaporeans who shared their worries. The elderly are worried about being forgotten. To our wise elders, there will be no us without you. I'm sorry you feel that way, but we will never forget you. The PAP got you! For the very kind Amma and uncles who's given me encouraging words, let me try a few lines in Mandarin. 我们不会忘记你的，我们一定陪伴你，我们迟迟和你在一起，一起同行。Our young seniors are worried about turbulent waters ahead. I'm sorry, but you are right. Your concerns are not unfounded. We are a small nation, but a mighty one. So be prepared, but be brave and be united. This is a time when we need each other most. This is a time for us to build trust. Our young are worried about their place in this world. I am sorry that life is tougher, but that is because Singapore is better. Our parents made it better, and we want to do our best for our children. So don't give up, step forward and work together. The young ones, I hear you, I see you, I feel you. And now, let me say a few words in our national language, and proudly my mother tongue. Selamat datang, selamat malam. Apa khabar? Saya Hazlina Abdul Halim dari Parti Tindakan Rakyat. 5 tahun lalu, di tengah-tengah COVID-19, Anda memberi kepercayaan kepada Parti Tindakan Rakyat PAP di GRC East Coast. Berkat usaha pasukan East Coast yang anda pilih, termasuk Timbalan Perdana Menteri Heng Swee Keat, Menteri Maliki Osman dan AP Cheryl Chan, Pelan East Coast dilaksanakan mengikut rancangan. Kini, kami sepasukan tekad untuk terus melanjutkan usaha-usaha mereka supaya mutu kehidupan penduduk East Coast terus meningkat. Saudara-saudari, masyarakat Melayu mempunyai jumlah belia terbesar berbanding kadar nasional. Ini satu kelebihan yang harus kita manfaatkan. Setiap daripada kita, anak Singapura, memainkan peranan penting untuk membina. Jatuh bangun negara, kita bergantung pada masyarakat. Suara anda, pandangan anda, idea anda penting dan berharga. Kita harus mementingkan Singapura. Kita harus memilih Singapura. Kita harus mendahulukan Singapura walau apapun yang kita hadapi. Berikan saya sedikit masa untuk menghormati kecekalan ibu-ibu yang tidak putus asa membina keluarga, mengutamakan pendidikan anak-anak mereka. Saya tabik pula ayah-ayah yang turut mendukung. Kita harus berusaha bersama kerana keluarga yang kukuh adalah landasan masyarakat yang teguh. Saya berharap keluarga Singapura membentuk cita-cita bersama supaya ahli keluarga seiring dan sejalan. Saudara, saudari, saya akur. Kemelut dunia yang kita saksikan ini sukar untuk ditelan. Saya mohon, sedangkan kita merawat luka, menawan marah, membendung hampa dengan cabaran yang kita saksikan. Sekali lagi saya mohon, kita sama-sama saling menghormati dan mempertahankan sesama kita. Dan janganlah di antara kita sesekali memecah belahkan Singapura. Saya mohon, sekali lagi, diberi kepercayaan mengharungi cabaran-cabaran ini bersama anda. Kerana saya yakin kita boleh membina dan membentuk Singapura yang kita inginkan bersama. Di mana bumi ku pijak, di situ langit ku junjung. Undilah PAP! Beloved East Coast residents, in conclusion, Singapore must prioritize Singaporeans. We don't just tolerate differences. We celebrate each other's cultures and respect each other's traditions. We must stand shoulder to shoulder and uphold this journey that we set on together and the harmony that we have as multicultural Singapore. At a time when the world is pulled apart by differences, we must remain united and ensure Singapore remains a safe home for you and for me. Success is not one size fits all, but everyone here tonight and everywhere in Singapore deserves a chance of success. And to that I say, the PAP is here for you! We will keep fighting for you, for your family, and for this mighty red dot we call home. Majulah Singapura, East Side, Best Side!
All right, let's give a warm round of applause for Miss Haslina Abdul Halim. And next up, a familiar face, a fierce voice for the people. Put your hands for Mr. Edwin Tong!
Good evening, East Coast. Good evening, East Coast. Thank you very much for being out here. You have given us so much inspiration. You have given us so much feeling. And we feel tremendously honored to be up here on stage speaking to all of you. Thank you very much for being here. And welcome to the PAP rally for East Coast GRC. Selamat malam. Malay Vanakkam. Thank you for being here. I want to start by thanking the earlier speakers. Our comrades who have spoken so kindly for us. My team and I are very grateful for your kind words. We are humbled by your support, your trust, and your confidence in us. But it is something that we don't take for granted, and we want to assure them and we want to assure all of you that this is something that we will continually earn from all of you, our East Coast residents, for the right to be able to serve you. And we will do our best to continue to earn every single East Coast resident's trust and confidence in all of us. Thank you. Let me speak first in Chinese, and then I'll go back to English. 亲爱的东海岸集选区选民、同胞、朋友，大家晚上好。我是唐振辉。今晚我站在这里，看到这么多的熟悉的面孔，我的心是温暖的。请让我用很简单、最简单的话，说说最重要的承诺。大家都知道，全世界未来面对很多挑战，新加坡也一样，没人能100%确定。但是有一件事我很肯定，就是人民行动党绝对不会丢下任何一位新加坡人。这是我对东海岸的承诺，也是我们人民行动党对我国的承诺。我不知道各位有没有想过，为什么新加坡会成功呢？其中一个原因就是因为我们懂得同心的力量，不同种族、不同营养、不同想法，我们都可以坐下来谈一谈。在如切也是一样，我坚持这个原则，不硬来，多商量，多一点参详。先听您的意见，在一起制定解决方案。我相信这样的社会才是我们真正温暖的家。谢谢。现在我要求大家给我们人民行动党东海岸集选区团队一个机会，您的一票能让东海岸变得更温暖、更包容。您的一票可以让我们继续同心建设更好的家园。回想过去几十年，疫情的时候，你们还记得吗？疫情的时候，我们在一起；经济危机的时候，我们也在一起。这证明了我们人民行动党永远和您同心协力，共度难关。所以今晚，让我们在此携手，同心同行，共创未来。谢谢。Good evening, my residents at East Coast GRC. Such a pleasure to be here speaking with you. As some of you know, I've been in politics since 2011. I started at Jalan Besar, and then in 2015, I moved to Marine Parade, served Juchet, and now in this GE, the electoral boundaries absorbed Juchet into East Coast. And so today, here I am as an East Coast GRC PAP candidate, seeking your support, seeking your mandate to be able to continue the work that we have done at Juchet, now as part of East Coast, and to continue to serve all of you at East Coast. Our team today is made up of 5 of us. You've heard 2 of my colleagues speak. Their speeches were superb, excellent, and you'll hear the other 2 of my colleagues speak after I do. We all come from different backgrounds. We all have different life experiences. We all come from different walks of life and different professions. But we are here today because we are bound by one common purpose, and that is to serve East Coast to the best of our abilities. And if we have the privilege to be elected, we will serve East Coast residents with everything that we have got. We will continue to work hard, improve lives and livelihoods, and secure a better future for all our residents at East Coast GRC. Thank you. But to do this, we need your help. We need your support for the PAP team to continue to serve you at East Coast as we have done year after year, GE after GE, successively and successfully. We all know that we'll be going into this general election at very difficult times. There are very rapidly evolving global circumstances, and all of these deeply impact Singapore. Between international armed conflicts and serious trade wars to culture wars which divide our society, fractures our societies, and have fault lines based on identity, global stability and world order have come under very serious threat. Society is being polarized, focusing more and more on having to choose one side over the other, which leaves us less and less common space and less moderate viewpoints in the middle ground. This will challenge and over time change the world order of multilateralism and stability based on the rule of law. Will this affect Singapore? Some have said that we are bringing up these matters only to scare voters. Scare tactics, fear-mongering. But I think you heard what Mr. Lim Swee Say articulated so well earlier. Whether the weather will change tomorrow is not up to us. We can say what we want, but it is not up to us. And I think we can all see what's happening around us. We can all judge the impact this will have on Singapore. Because we are a small country. We rely on an open economy with easy accessibility to people flows and to trade flows. Global supply chain disruptions, now worsened by trade barriers, plus global inflation, they have made it much harder for our SMEs. And we feel them and we feel for them. And we will have to do a lot more to help our SMEs navigate these difficulties. But we also rely on our MNCs. They are based in Singapore, located here, and they provide jobs, good jobs, to Singaporeans. More than 60% of good-paying jobs for Singaporeans are provided today by MNCs. But many of the MNCs are also US companies. And we will have a serious problem if the US tariffs make it impossible for these MNCs to operate outside of the US. And worse, if the MNCs in Singapore choose to move back, what will happen to those jobs? All of these challenges have contributed to the rise in global inflation and economic uncertainty. And we in Singapore, unfortunately, we have not been spared. But PM has said 2 nights ago, our first and most urgent priority is to tackle economic uncertainties and to address your concerns over cost of living and jobs. And let me assure you, we will always look after Singaporeans. We will always have your back. That is our promise to you. That is the PAP's philosophy and promise to put Singaporeans first. And what we say, we do. We know that Singaporeans feel the effect of that global inflation. We know that. We know that you have families, we know that you have obligations, and we know that you feel this deeply. We have had some measures, like in the budget, to tackle, to cushion the impact of the cost of living measures. But we know that many people still feel that the support is not enough. They feel the burden of a high cost of living, especially those with young families. And you heard my colleague Ket Howe speak earlier about young families. So we know. We go through the same experiences as well. We also know that those who have seniors or who have caregivers in their family or those who have lower income jobs, they will feel it. And we understand the difficulties you face, and we empathize with the angst and the anxiety that you feel. We are therefore watching the situation very carefully. And if more help is needed, the government will step in to increase the support for Singaporeans. And we will provide Singaporeans with this help for as long as this help is needed. And let me assure you that we are not just thinking about short-term measures like rebates and vouchers. They are important and they help us a lot. And they help our merchants in the heartlands a lot. But we are not just thinking about these measures. We are also focused on strengthening the economy for the long term so that we can build a more resilient workforce and viable businesses to operate. We'll also be focused on the impact of the current economic situation on jobs. And you know that DPM Gun is leading a task force to study this, analyze the impact, and consider what further moves we might need to make to help Singaporeans. In the meantime, all of us will continue to work hard to create training and mentorship opportunities for those who need jobs, who are looking for jobs, to help job seekers find suitable jobs, to help businesses retain their workers, and to keep workers stay in their jobs through skills renewals. We know that there is no silver bullet. Don't listen to the rhetoric out there. Don't listen to people saying, we have got a solution. It will solve everything. Just vote us, not the PAP. We will solve everything for you. There is no silver bullet. And this is a multifaceted, complex economic situation. It is not just in Singapore. Everyone else in the world is feeling the impact of this. But at the same time, the PAP will always be upfront with Singaporeans. We will say it as it is, and we'll tell Singaporeans what our concerns are. We will give Singaporeans the truth, and we will share with you what steps we will take to help you navigate those difficulties. And then we will work with Singaporeans to find real and viable solutions to steer Singapore and Singaporeans through these difficulties. We have done so successively over many years, over many crises. We have looked after Singapore and Singaporeans, and we will do it again. But friends, in order for us to do this effectively, it is important that we must have policy ideas that can work, that can withstand the trade-offs, that can stand up to scrutiny, not just in the short term, not on a single issue, but on a range of different issues and for the long term, because that's what Singapore needs. And that's why in this election, we have to go beyond mere rhetoric and sound bites. Rhetoric and sound bites will not help Singaporeans. Instead, in this election, I believe that parties will have to demonstrate leadership, vision, and clear foresight about policy ideas. And they have to show that good policy is not just about good ideas or suggestions. We have to make it work, practical, executable, and they must make good economic sense for both the short term and the long term as well. And we must also be able to live with the trade-offs, because there will be trade-offs. For everything that we do, there will be side effects. There will be impact. Can we live with those? A few nights ago, Mr. Yee Jian Jong spoke at the Workers' Party rally. He said that he wants to improve Singapore. And I agree with him. We must all be in politics for the service of Singapore and Singaporeans. But at the same time, this also needs to be done in a practical way that makes sense. Let me ask you, who amongst us would like to pay more tax, like to pay more GST? But there's also a growing need to look after Singaporeans. And all of us have families, we know from our own experiences. Social spending is needed. Areas like healthcare, education, caregiving, family. These are the building blocks, the basic building blocks of our society in Singapore. And we must get that right. But it also means that it is a strain on our fiscal resources. So what do we do? Well, the Workers' Party has several suggestions. Amongst them, they say, first of all, let's raise the tax for MNCs. Make MNCs pay more tax. Well, okay, this can raise revenue, but what would this do to MNCs? I told you earlier that MNCs provide the bulk of good-paying jobs for Singaporeans. What if they leave Singapore, and with that, the good jobs that they provide to Singaporeans? Will Singapore be better off or worse off? Ask ourselves that question. Another suggestion was to take more from the reserves by taking 60% of the NIRC. Well, let me tell you, friends, from a politician's perspective, this is not a bad idea. After all, from my perspective, it means that the government doesn't have to explain why we need to raise the GST to our population. So why not? It's not a bad idea from a politician's perspective. But from the perspective of safeguarding Singapore's long-term interests for our children and their children and our children's children's children, the multi-generation that you heard Sito Ipin speak about, would that be prudent? Would that be safe? Would that be wise? Because it means that our reserves will grow at a slower rate than before, leaving less resources to subsequent generations of Singaporeans. And also, what if 10% was not enough? What if 10% more was not enough? Then 20%? And what if 20% more was not enough? Where do we draw that line? So it's a slippery slope. And we must always test policy ideas against practical execution and impact that it will make on other people's lives, including future generations of Singaporeans. And remember, our friends, it was not too long ago when it was suggested that Singapore could also borrow money to fund our programs. We don't have to raise GST. Just borrow some money because the interest rates were low. Spend on the programs. It's very cheap to borrow. Again, ask ourselves, what is the impact on current and also future Singaporeans? We didn't borrow a cent when we went through COVID, saving Singaporeans' lives and keeping their livelihoods, their jobs. And that is down to sound fiscal planning, prudent financial planning, helmed by DPM Heng Swee Keat when he was finance minister. So let me ask ourselves, what if we borrowed money sometime in 2020 when the interest rates were indeed very low? But let me tell you, today we'll be paying interest rates more than 4 times higher than what it was. We'll be servicing the debt at 4 times higher than what it was. Let me ask you, is it prudent? Do we need to do that? Should we not instead try to manage our own fiscal resources so that current generation and future generations of Singaporeans all have a stake in Singapore? So a good policy is not just a good idea alone. There is a lot more that is needed to turn a good idea into something that can work well. And that's why I turn to the East Coast. At the national level, our party, the PAP, has put up several commitments. We have put our commitments down on paper. The PAP's manifesto is meant to serve Singaporeans. And we have made a commitment that we will do this to serve Singaporeans. And what we say, we do. And what we put on paper will be for everyone to see in 5 years and beyond whether we have done so. And for the East Coast, we have done the same thing. We have looked at our projects, we've looked at our needs of our residents, we looked at it through their eyes, and we put our plans down on a manifesto, seen through the eyes of our residents. You heard Ket Hau speak about this earlier. We are also committed to this, to working with you to improve step by step, day by day, to make a better life for everyone at East Coast. And we invite our residents to look at our plans, scrutinize our plans, but don't just look at our plans before you vote. Look at the Workers' Party's plans. Ask them, what are those plans? Do they stand up to scrutiny? Do they benefit us in the long term? Do they help a subsequent generation of Singaporeans? And do they stand by those plans at this GE? My friends, in a world of storms that we see, just to borrow Mr. Lim's analogy, there's turbulence, there's uncertainty, rising tensions. There must be something you can hold on to, something steady, something strong, something proven. That something proven is the People's Action Party. For 60 years today, through up and down, through rain or shine, the PAP has stood by all Singaporeans reliably, faithfully, and with complete unwavering dedication. Here in the East Coast, from the beginning of Singapore, from the beginning of the nation's independence, you, our residents have placed your trust in the PAP, and we have not taken that trust lightly. We have walked with you, we have built with you, we have stood with you, and we are by your side every step of the way. Today you see some new faces on stage. But let me tell you, make no mistake, the heart, the spirit, and the mission remains the same. We carry with us the same commitment, the same values, and the same determination as our predecessors, some of whom you heard earlier today. Because we are determined to serve East Coast in the same way as our predecessors have served East Coast. We will build on East Coast by standing on the shoulders of those giants to make East Coast even better, even brighter. We'll dream higher, we'll aim higher, we'll dream bigger, and deliver better for you. The PAP has never let you down, and we will not let you down. So tonight, my friends and East Coast residents, we humbly and with all sincerity, but with great purpose, we ask for your trust. Give us the opportunity and the honor to serve you. We will champion your hopes, your needs, and your future. So vote for the PAP. Vote to make East Side the best side. Majulah PAP. Majulah Singapura. Majulah PAP. Majulah Singapura. Majulah PAP. Majulah Singapura.
Thank you, Mr. Edwin Tong. Round of applause. From youth to policy, he's shaping the next generation. Welcome, Mr. Dinesh Vasudesh.
Good evening, voters and residents of East Coast GRC. 大家晚上好，东海岸居民晚上好。我的名字是迪内西，但是你可以叫我阿迪。Salam sejahtera penduduk East Coast. Nama saya Dinesh. Mari kita terus tulis kisah Singapura bersama-sama. அன்புள்ள ஈஸ்ட் கோஸ்ட் குடிமக்களே, இன்று நாம் இங்கு கூடியிருக்கோம் என்பதற்கு ஒரு முக்கிய காரணம் நம் கட்சியின் மீது இருக்கும் உங்கள் நம்பிக்கை. அந்த நம்பிக்கையை காக்க நான் இங்கு உங்களுக்கு சேவை செய்ய வந்துள்ளேன். உங்களுக்கு கை கொடுக்கும் குரலாக இருக்க விரும்புகிறேன். உங்கள் ஆதரவு எனக்கு தருமாறு அன்புடன் தாழ்மையுடன் கேட்டுக்கொண்டு விடைபெறுகிறேன். Dear voters of East Coast GRC, it is indeed an honor and a privilege for me to be able to address you today. My name is Dinesh, and I stand before you today not as the former CEO of the Agency for Integrated Care, not as the operational lead for all the COVID and vaccination operations, and not as a senior officer from the Singapore Armed Forces, but to humbly ask you for your support to be your next MP of the Bedok Division. But before that, let me thank my predecessor, DPM Heng Swee Keat. He is a man who truly cares for East Coast and a person who has sacrificed much for Singapore. In fact, when I was following DPM Heng for the last couple of days, and everyone that spoke to him was genuinely sad that he was leaving and said that they will miss him. While he may not be here, DPM, on behalf of all the people in East Coast and from the bottom of our hearts, a big thank you. Heng Swee Keat. Let me focus on 3 areas that will be my immediate priorities for the residents of Bedok and East Coast if I had the honor of being your MP. First, supporting our seniors and caregivers. Second, helping young families. Third, uplifting minority communities and the vulnerable. Let me start first with seniors and caregivers. My experience in the Agency for Integrated Care, an agency that primarily focuses on seniors and elder care issues, and prior to that, my 8 years in a nursing home, I have been able to walk the ground, implement policies, and understand what seniors and caregivers are going through. So just as I did during the vaccination operations, I will make our senior care policies work for you. I was inspired by my father-in-law and mother-in-law who looked after my wife's grandmother who had mental issues and confined to the home for the last 4 decades. I saw the struggle and strain that they were undergoing, but they never continued to stop showering her with love and care till the day she passed away a couple of years ago. There are many families like my in-laws, and they need more support. I am prepared to mobilize the community to support our seniors and caregivers and to propose other ideas too. I would like to see an East Coast where our seniors are active and fit, playing picket ball in our community spaces or walking along East Coast Park. Our caregivers are also feeling the strain, and I will tap on available resources and propose new ideas to support them. Secondly, I would like to help young families. As a father of 3 school-going children, I can understand the strain and frustration that you might be going through. I've served almost 16 years in a couple of schools as the School Advisory Committee and hope to bring my experience to speak up in your interest. You know, all 3 of my children have gone through PSLE, and most recently my daughter had finished her PSLE last year. And everyone who spoke to her last year and found out that she was in primary 6 would say, oh, it's a PSLE year. That naturally provided more stress and strain to our students. While the efforts have been taken by the ministries to lighten the load, and I have seen that myself from my children, I do think more needs to be done. As a society, we should think to do more and to make sure that we're not conscious in making sure we keep unnecessarily pressuring our students and to add additional strain on our children. I also understand the financial strain that you might be going through, and I will do my best to support you. For example, our ladies have been shouldering the brunt of caregiving and parenting duties, and we can do more in terms of policies to better integrate our women back into the workforce. I understand what you might be going through, and if elected, I will fight for our women to be better supported. Thirdly and finally, I hope to uplift minority communities and the vulnerable in our society. I believe in being a voice for the underdog, as I have been an underdog my entire life, but I never let that define who I am. I was not a scholar in the army, but I rose up the ranks through hard work and determination. However, not all of us may be as successful, and we do require more support. I believe I can be of help as I understand what you are going through, and I am deeply motivated to help you. However, there are dark clouds that are gathering, globally and locally. Globally, there is a trade war that's ongoing. Some in the opposition have said the PAP is fear-mongering. But do you think that our growth forecast next year would have been revised downwards if the threat to our economy wasn't real? Locally, there is talk of being a first world parliament. But there have been more opposition MPs in the previous 5 years. So what have they done for you? There is talk of reducing GST, but who will pay the nation's expenses? There is talk of there being too many foreigners. Do we want our sons and daughters to be in construction sites and as laborers? More recently, there is talk of an opposition wipeout. But there has been opposition in our parliament for the last 44 years. What have they been doing? And they have been talking and talking and talking since 1981. Singaporeans are tired of their talking. We want action. Yes. The PAP is not perfect, but we have protected every Singaporean and every Singaporean family for the last 60 years. And we get things done. During the pandemic, which was within the last 5 years, the nation could depend on the leadership of the fourth generation PAP team to steer us through the crisis with minimum loss of lives and livelihoods. This is a clear testament of the values and strengths of the PAP. With your support, the PAP will be able to steer the country through the current challenges that we are facing. Together, we will once again overcome this challenge, just as we have done before. I urge you, residents of East Coast, friends and family, vote PAP! Majulah Singapura! Majulah PAP! Majulah Singapura! Majulah PAP! Thank you very much.
A round of applause. Next, we will hear from Miss Jessica Tan.
Dear East Coast residents, thank you for being here this evening. And thank you for the privilege and honor of serving you over these past 19 years. Here in East Coast and in Changi Simei. This journey has always been guided by purpose and a commitment a commitment to enabling not just a better today, but also an even better tomorrow for you, your family, and future generations. And together, that's what we've done. Working alongside with you to meet needs, create opportunities, and strengthen a community where everyone belongs. I have been able to do this with your mandate and your partnership. And I must tell you this, in the last 19 years, I think my legs have grown stronger. My listening skills have sharpened. And my problem solving skills have become most creative. And this is because engagement has been at the heart of how I serve. Through house visits, chit-chat sessions, estate walkabouts, community events, dialogues, and even your scolding, I have better understood your concerns and aspirations. So while we face some similar challenges, I know that each of you and your family have your own unique story, and every story matters. Listening closely to you has allowed me to connect residents with the appropriate support, programs, or community partners when help is needed. Our open dialogues deepen understanding, which also paves the way for collaboration and co-creation of solutions that matter to you. Understanding is only the beginning. Action, yes, action must follow. Today, together we have brought meaningful projects to life, from the Pilato Art Farm to the vibrant Fiesta space and our cherished community library in Changi Sime. These initiatives are more than just places. They are platforms for connection and growth. And it's only possible when we do this together with partners to serve you better. For example, Brahm Center, an invaluable partner in promoting wellness, offering befriending programs, and providing support for residents. With SUTD and CGH, we reimagine shared spaces that connect and heal. With Sparkle Care, we extended elder care services where it's needed. These partnerships demonstrate the strength of collective effort and the power of trust. My role is also to bridge understanding and to help residents navigate and benefit from government policies. It does trouble me when misinformation prevents those who are eligible from accessing the very benefits designed to help them. For instance, I remembered a senior couple who, based on hearsay, thought that they could not withdraw their CPF monies, despite having sufficient in their accounts. There was also a resident unaware that he was covered by MediShield Life for large hospital bills. So good policies mean nothing if people cannot access them. And this is why I'm committed to continue creating platforms that promote clarity, dialogue, and understanding of our policies. So while Singapore's policies are thoughtfully designed, no system is perfect. I have and I will continue to champion causes to close gaps in our policies. I have spoken up for the sandwich generation, those squeezed between caring for both their young children and the seniors in their homes, by calling for more flexible and accessible quality care options and affordable care options. I've also called for refinement to means testing criteria to ensure retirees and those who require support are not excluded from necessary support. So as the global economy evolves, we must ensure Singaporeans have access to quality jobs and are future ready. Senior employability is a cause very close to my heart. Meaningful employment is not just about financial security. It's about dignity and purpose. Rapid changes and disruptions mean that we must act to ensure that no one is left behind. Cost of living and housing worry our young people. With the current geopolitical situation and US tariffs, there is great uncertainty and increased cost of living pressures. There are no shortcuts. Don't let anyone fool you. There are no shortcuts to addressing these concerns. It will require both near-term support and longer-term structural and innovative solutions. 亲爱的东海岸居民，大家晚上好。感谢你们在过去的19年里给我为你服务的荣幸。我的宗旨是为你们能过充实的每一个而努力，为你的家人和未来期待创造更好的明天。请继续给 PAP 你的信任和为你服务的机会，让我们聆听和了解你们的独特情况，从而更好的满足你的社区需求，让我们创造更多的机会，建立一个属于大家的社区。Dear East Coast residents, our journey together is not about individual achievements, but collective progress. Together, we turn challenges into opportunities and ideas into reality. I thank DPM Heng, Dr. Maliki, and Cheryl for all they've done with Ket Hao and myself in East Coast this last 5 years. We are able to build on solid foundations as we transition with the new team, with Edwin, Ket Hao, Haz, and Dinesh, and myself. We're building on strong foundations of teams past and present. The work that we do is also the party, the activists, the people who walk the ground with us. So as we look into the future, I am committed to serving you with dedication, humility, and heart. I ask for your support to continue to work hand in hand to build a brighter, better East Coast, one where everyday life is fulfilling as we continue to protect and nurture our home for generations to come. 请投人民行动党一票，前进吧， Singapore. Vote PAP. Majulah Singapura.
Thank you, Miss Jessica Tan. Before our final address, let's invite
Dear
Mr.
fellow
Lim-
Singaporeans, since I announced my retirement, so many of you have sent me such warm messages on digital means, on email, and also in person. I deeply appreciate your good words and your care for me. So thank you very much. Now, every election matters. Let me explain. In every election, on May 3rd, you are going to choose the MP who is going to represent you. You are going to choose the party that is going to form the government to govern Singapore for the next 5 years. Now, as an MP, the MP represents you in Parliament, be a voice in Parliament. They serve you in the constituency to attend to your personal issues, and you have heard what my fellow MPs, Jessica and Kiat Hao, have mentioned, and Edwin earlier on about what they have been doing. But at the same time, they also represent you in the MPS and in so many meetings with the ministers. Now, yesterday I was at Bedok Mall, and a father who was driving a cargo van stopped in the middle of the car park, brought his son up and said, "Son, thank Mr. Heng. Because 5 years ago, I helped the son to get something done." I was so touched. I was walking along the road, and I was walking along Bedok Mall. A food delivery driver chased after me and said, "Mr. Heng, I just want to tell you that East Coast has improved so much since your team took over." So the MPs on the ground make a difference. But what did the opposition say? Opposition say, "Look, we need more diversity. Don't worry, you won't contest more than 1/3. We need more diversity." You believe them? Yeah. Look at countries that have diverse parties. What do? They talk, nothing gets done. They fight, even fist fight in Parliament. Is that what we want Singapore to become? Yeah. Yesterday, I visited some residents, and a lady in her 70s said to me in Hokkien, he said, "Tagoni ho, han tui tong lai kong, kong, bo zo. Balu ai hao kong, bo hao zo. Ni nang chin ho, ni nang tiam zo." Yeah. And the Workers' Party, the opposition party said, "You know, all these people why are all 死板 one, think one way." Actually, completely wrong. Now, I've been a minister for almost 15 years now, and I've been an MP for 15 years. In my team in East Coast last time, Sharon and Jessica are very fierce, always argue with me. When I was in MOE, Denise Phua was very fierce. She was in a GPC. She said, "Minister, you don't understand special needs children. I tell you." So I spent a lot of time visiting SPED schools and other schools. Lim Biao Chuan, my GPC chair, he said, "Mr. Heng, you don't understand the stress of students. Come, I'll show you." So as a result, I almost abolished PSLE. But I understand the need for Singaporeans to want to do better. So I persuaded PM to start 2 new universities. Today we have SIT and SUSS. Thanks to our MPs who cho me all the time. How many of you have used CDC voucher? Yeah. Well, the idea didn't come from me. The idea came from our 5 mayors who said our hawkers are so stressed after the lockdown, please help them. So we came up with this idea, and now CDC voucher also help with cost of living, right? Yeah. So, first thing to remember, PAP MPs in white and white share one common purpose: to serve Singaporeans, to make Singapore better. Yeah. So, please choose the candidates in white and white whom you can trust. Tell your friends, families, everybody that you meet. Vote PAP. Second, you are also voting the party to form the government. Because only when the PAP has a majority in parliament can we form the government. And only when enough people are elected can we have enough ministers. Minister Lim Swee Say is an excellent minister. I have huge respect for him. He served in Bordeaux, and Jayakumar served in Bordeaux. I served in Bordeaux. Many other ministers. Since I'm retiring, I can tell you that the job of a minister is actually very tough. Because, no, you may be a very good CEO of a company, you'll be earning millions of dollars, but the job of a minister is very hard because, first, many of the policies that we do for the long-term good of Singapore are very long-term. For example, education. I can change education tomorrow, but what is the effect on our children 10 years, 20 years from today, right? I can talk about the COVID measures and all the pandemic measures. I can talk about how much budget we spend. But as Edwin said earlier, during COVID, I had an extra budget of $100 billion, $60 billion from past reserve, and in the end we drew $40 billion. $1 billion is 1,000 million. $40,000 million from past reserve. I didn't have to borrow 1 cent. Why? Because our founding Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew and his team and the pioneer generation left us with such a big reserve that I just went to the elected president and said, please unlock the second key. This is Singapore for the long term. And as a minister in a little red dot, you have to work extra hard. You got to go around the world to Siam people and say, come make friends with Singapore, trade with us and so on. Now today we have 27 free trade agreements. So now in this age of trade war, we can do better, right? So let us make sure that we keep this and make sure that we elect good people to represent us, not just in parliament, but also to be minister. Now I've worked with Edwin Tong since we came into Parliament in 2011 together. And Edwin is a solid guy. So, and of course we have very good, Kiat Hao, whom I persuaded to enter politics in the last round. And now Jessica has been a fierce deputy speaker as well. Extremely effective MP. And of course, we now have two, you heard them, Dinesh and Haslinda. Good, yeah. Now, I want to finally say why this election is particularly important. This is a very turbulent time. Trust me, I have handled the Asian financial crisis, the global financial crisis. I've handled the COVID pandemic. The future is going to be even harder because tariff wars, trade war, tech war is happening day by day. Rules are changing day by day. Even Singapore, with a free trade agreement with the US, kena 10% tariff. And all our neighbors get between 20, 30, 40, 50% tariff. What will happen? The trade lines will be broken. And we better be prepared for very hard times. You all saw today's newspaper, Business Times. It's Financial Straits Times. IMF cuts Singapore growth forecast amid Trump tariffs, US-China tech war. You look at the numbers carefully, Singapore down. Every country down. 2025 down. 2026 down. Now, this is by the IMF. Okay? An authoritative body. So, opposition say rumor mongering. Actually, I was thinking, either they don't know, they don't understand, or they know and they are lying to you. Either way is bad, right? So what we must do is stay united. Don't listen to that is fear-mongering. Singaporeans must come together, unite, be prepared for the hard fight. This year is SG60. Singapore is now a multiracial, multi-religious society. And we have harmony, the economy is growing. I've been working for the last 9 years on restructuring our economy. I think we can come out of this stronger. So give Lawrence Wong and the whole PAP team a strong mandate. And Lawrence can then go around the world, hold his head high, and say, I have the support of our people. And we all stand behind Lawrence Wong. So I told you my 5 excellent members here, and they will make not only great MPs, but very good political office holders, in particular Edwin Tong, and he will carry our flag high. So give them our fuller support. Thank you.
Let's have all the candidates come forward. Please welcome again the candidates of East Coast GRC. For attending this year's rally. Majulah! 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 Thank you and good night.
I mean, I parked there anyways. Not sure if there's a bus back or
small one. Don't worry, we have that.
it's in there.
Very good.
The best thing is